This video is to help you work through a couple of potential issues that might arise in classroom that can kind of cause a panic if it happens while you are teaching. So I'm going to go one by one through each of these and show you how to solve them. So the first thing that we're going to start with is the problem is the students are no longer able to edit their assignment and they are not finished with it. So this is oftentimes what happens is a student clicks turn in on their assignment. They're not done with it. And you'll notice when I open this student's work, it now says view only at the top and they can't edit. Students will try to make edits, but they can't do anything about it. So the easiest way to fix this for a student is actually to do it on the student end instead of the teacher end. I would close out of the student document. In Google Classroom, I would tell the student to click unsubmit and unsubmit their assignment. Then, when they open it back up, you'll notice view only is gone and all of my editing tools are back. Part of the reason Google Classroom does this is, especially as you get to the upper grades, when students turn things in, they want to take the editing permissions away from the student and then allow it to just be edited by the teacher. So you can grade it, give feedback, provide suggestions, and you don't have to worry about someone manipulating those while you are working on that document. So that's your first problem to fix. Our second one that can sometimes come up is the template or student work is now missing from Google Classroom. This oftentimes comes up when kids start clicking around and they accidentally delete a template. So you can see that I have a template here. The student has already started and done work in. And a lot of times what happens is they hit the X there because they heard somewhere to hit an X, and then they don't have that template anymore. Now, I know that student has already started work, so I want to go into add because it's not gone, it's just missing from Google Classroom. And I want to find that work. I can even look for it in their Google Drive. Oh, I found it. It happens to be right here, and I can add it back. The other thing that you can do is if it's completely missing, and I have run into this, I can't find it in their Google Drive, things are a mess, I make a copy. But if I make a copy from my template, that means the student is starting all over again. So you always want to look for their work before you just make a copy. And then once that's there, they can go about editing it. Sometimes students do get, give it a moment, 2 copies here. And I can tell this one has his name in it and this one does not. So this one here is the one with work in it. This is the new one. So if they get 2, you can X out. You can have multiple files attached. And then I'd want to go into that child's drive and make sure I don't have a second one in his drive, just for cleanliness sake. Okay, my next problem that sometimes arises is more on the teacher end. Sometimes you took all this time to invite students and then you forgot a student, or you get a new student and your class is already up and running. So the easiest way to do that for a new student, there's 2 ways. So if I am in my classroom under people, the first way is I can go under people, I can hit the plus sign, I can type the student's name, click their name, and hit invite. The challenge is when you do this, that means you have to have Classroom open as a teacher. So the other thing that you can do in this situation is you can actually, on your home page, you'll notice a class code, and you can take this class code and type it in on the student's end. So I'm actually going to copy this class code because I won't remember it. On the student side, if I need them to join the class, on the home page, which I click classes here, it's this little plus sign, and then I would just type in that code and click join, and it automatically would take them into that class. So that's the way that I typically solve it if I forget to add a student to a class, is use that class code. My next potential problem that might come up is students' comments or posts are not needed or sometimes inappropriate for the class. You have 2 ways to handle this. So I'm going to go into a class that has people in it. The first way is under people. I can find the individual student, and I can actually select that student and I can mute them. If I mute them, they can still submit work. Other students aren't going to see it, just like normal. They can't reply to classmates' work, and they can't comment or post. They can message you personally, but they can't comment or post to the class. So you can mute an individual student so that not all students have to lose the privilege to post. Sometimes, especially at the younger grades, I don't want any of the students to post because we haven't really talked about it yet. So in order to solve that, I actually, in my classroom, go and click the settings here. And then I scroll down and look for stream. And here's where I choose what the students can do. I allow them to post and comment. I allow them to only comment, or I say only teachers can post and comment. So the difference between these is posts allow them to actually make a post, add material to the classroom. Comment only allows them to comment on what's already there. And then obviously only teachers takes away the ability to post and comment. Know that with any of these, the students can always personally comment on their work to you, and they can personally message you. So that feature cannot be removed. But those types of things other people cannot see. The last problem that you might encounter is sometimes students can't find assignments in the stream. And so you'd want to use the classwork page. So I am going to go, I'm in a classroom as a teacher. And if you take a look at my stream, it's kind of a mess. I've been posting a ton of assignments. They're not in the order that I necessarily want to teach them. It's just everything that I've posted. The stream is always going to be like social media. So think of it like Facebook or Twitter. Newer tweets or posts are going to be at the top. Older are going to be at the bottom. So if you use your stream as an interactive social media feed, it can be really powerful for students to collaborate and communicate. I oftentimes found that my students would jump on there at home, and like I would not realize an entire troubleshooting session had gone on, whether it be someone had an issue with their computer or someone was struggling with a homework assignment, and they would comment to each other and have a dialogue back and forth to fix their things. Sometimes they would just comment to each other, sharing things that they had done, and we talked about what's appropriate to post on social media and what's not, knowing that this is more of a closed form of social media type introduction, I guess you could say. But needless to say, these assignments definitely not in order. I can take and move a particular assignment to the top if I like the stream a lot. But I think the newest and the coolest page is your classwork page. So if I'm in the classwork page, I can organize things by topics in the classwork page. So topics are these big bold words. So with my topics, the really cool thing about them is I can drag the whole topic up and down. I can also drag assignments around within that topic. So this is a great way to organize things and help students easily find what you're looking for, especially as your classroom grows and grows over the course of the year. If you have any other Google Classroom problems or questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than willing to make another video or come and show you to help you work through that.